morning, guys, and today is another episode of Hot and Fresh Off the Press. For those of you that are new to Ash's Anomaly, this is the day of the week that I review 5 news stories that have caught my eye this past week. So today I'm starting off with a story about actually a Canadian satellite that's being launched tomorrow in India. And so it's going to be essentially a NEOS, it's called. It's a Near-Earth Object Surveillance Satellite, and it's apparently been proven to be quite useful, or it would have been essentially quite useful had it been put in place before this last meteor hit in Russia. I guess it could have pre-warned them, and they would have been able to either better prepare Russia or essentially destroy it, or redirect it from its original trajectory. So I think that's a really great idea. I think that it's unfortunate they didn't launch it sooner so that incident in Russia could have been prevented, and I guess now other instances will be preventable, so hopefully it works for future issues. So just so you all know, as always, I'm going to be posting links for every story that I discussed today. So if you'd like to find out more, please click on the links below. So the second story that I have for you guys today is actually in regards to some radioactive waste that's been leaking from 6 tanks at a Washington State nuclear site. Apparently, the government and other state officials say that there's no immediate health risk to us as humans, but I kind of find that a little hard to believe considering it's radioactive waste. I don't understand one bit how that can't be toxic to us, especially if it's going in the waterways. Like, that's not only toxic to us now, but it's now, also affecting animals and the whole water system itself. So I'm pretty certain that that probably is going to have some kind of impact on humanity, but so they say it doesn't. Now, the third story today is North Korea has warned U.S. forces of destruction ahead if South Korea continues with their war drills. South Korea has been taking part in these war drills that are, I guess, they're in defiance of UN resolutions, and it's causing a lot of problems, as you all can imagine. So essentially, there's always been conflict between North Korea and South Korea ever since, I think it's been like the 1950s or so. So they ended that conflict in a truce, not a peace treaty. So it's been back and forth, and I think it will always be that way until somebody finally steps in and says, listen, like, get along or just don't get along, pick one and leave each other alone, kind of thing. So unfortunately, doesn't seem like at this point anyone's really stepping in, like the states or the UN or anything like that. They're holding a debate at the UN conference on disarmament and stuff like that on Tuesday, so hopefully that will, cause some sort of closure for now anyways. Hopefully they could come up with a permanent solution, but at this point I don't see how that's possible unless South Korea stops with all of their, nuclear garbage and the war drills and everything like that. They're just causing too many problems, essentially, is what's going on right now. So the fourth story that I have today for you guys is in regards to the Obama administration. They've actually issued a Supreme Court challenge to anti-gay defense in regards to the Marriage Act. So they essentially want Section 3 of DOMA to be wiped out. Essentially, that's what they want. They don't believe that it's constitutionally sound. I agree. It's unconstitutional discrimination, and they say that it violates the fundamental constitutional guarantee of equal protection. So I think that's really great that he's standing up for essentially humanity, because there are tons of us out there that do choose to live you know, a different lifestyle than other people, and there's no reason why we should be discriminated against or, you know, looked upon as being different or not human in some instances, because some people are pretty homophobic out there, and they take it to a whole other level that's just, in my opinion, very, very wrong, because there's nothing wrong with a gay person or any type of person for that matter. They're, you know, everybody's different. It's what makes the world go round, really. So, you know, people need to just be a little bit more accepting of one another. The last story I have for you today was just a story that kind of blew my mind a little bit, and it's in regards to a Phoenix woman, a married Phoenix woman at that, who posed as a teenager on Facebook to lure boys, young boys, into bed, while at the same time conning her family into believing that she's got cancer by shaving her head, and I mean, I guess doing other things to, I guess, con them into believing that. So I'm gonna sort of, I'm not gonna discuss that too much, because I don't really want to give her any type of publicity, really. But I just was kind of baffled and a little disgusted, and I'm sure a lot of you will be too. So if you do want to read more or watch the news clip on that, the link is below. But there's a lot of really screwed up people out there, and I think we just all need to be cautious as to what we engage in online, especially our young children. And as parents, I think we need to monitor what our kids are doing online. And I know a lot of parents, sorry, tend to get slack from their kids saying it's an invasion of privacy, etc., etc., but it's honestly, it's really not. Your your children are obviously telling you that because they want you to sort of leave them alone and let them do what they want to do, because a lot of them know that what they're doing is wrong, but they want to see how much they can get away with before they either get caught or they get into trouble or what have you. So I think it's just really important that we, you know, maintain a clear line of communication with our children, and in so doing, you've got not only more trust, but then you can later go and say, hey, you know, I am going to be monitoring these websites, or I am going to be putting, you know, a password on certain things, or, you know, whatever you feel as a parent that is right for your lifestyle and your household. You know, set some rules and some boundaries and limitations and stuff like that as far as the internet goes, just so that you as a parent feel at peace and have sort of a peace of mind knowing that, you know, you're not constantly going to be worrying about what my kid's getting into or what my kid's watching, or, you know, are they doing things they're not supposed to be doing? Because as a parent, you have control over that until a certain age anyways, and then they're on their own. So while you have control over that, try and have a balance and just, you know, keep things, like I said before, keep an open line of communication, and usually that's a good standing point. So anyhow, I'm digressing now, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little segment or this little episode. Every week, like I said, Sundays is when I post these. So stay tuned next week for another one, and keep tuned this week for Ashes Bashes tomorrow, as well as the other segments and episodes throughout the week. And hopefully I'll have some extras for you next weekend. I do apologize yesterday. I didn't really have anything for you guys, and I was having some technical difficulties, so I just opted not to put anything up. So I do apologize, but I'm sure you guys were just fine without it. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you tomorrow. Ta-ta for now.